Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. This is episode 7 of the CrossFit season. We're gonna be reviewing a workout today that I hit with the Prodigy Fit crew from HWPO. The workout is outlined up front here. You will see that there's a clock running. The workout has started. We are about 2 minutes in. I did not record the runs for this workout, but this is the end stages of that 400-meter run. And now we are going into the 60 wall balls. So with this workout, the thought process was I'm going to pace the runs and push the wall balls and push the dumbbell snatches. Now, historically, wall balls have not been my favorite movement to do simply for shoulder fatigue purposes. So coming into the run, I wanted to get the heart rate up, but I didn't want to gas and kill myself. So we did about 150 on the 400-meter run. And then into these wall balls, my big focus was 1, hitting depth and really executing and using the legs, and 2, allowing my arms to feel the burn for all 60 reps. Now, the plan was to go as big of sets as possible to see where my threshold, where is my capacity. So something in the open or in the quarterfinals or in a competition this time in the summer of 2023, excuse me, I will have some background, I will have some gauge to know where I'm at. And I believe in this workout, I have not been counting the reps, but I believe I got to 48 repetitions or 45 of the 60. So at least 3/4 of the way there. That's a good chunk to start things off. I also mentally want to keep in mind the 40 dumbbell snatches that are immediately after these wall balls. So the beauty of a wall ball is it is taxing your lower body and your upper body at the same time. So there was my first break, and I'm gonna count out these reps and make sure that I know exactly what I'm speaking on. But going into those dumbbell snatches, I knew that the shoulders were gonna be fatigued, and I wasn't gonna have as much leg drive as I would have liked coming off the wall balls. As is, a clip of 60 is a pretty taxing number to start things off for this workout. I do love the beauty. So that was 12 repetitions. So I did 48 in the first, 12 in the back half. And here we are on the 40 dumbbell snatches. Both heads were gonna contact the ground before going back overhead. Now, something I do notice here is I am hinging quite a bit forward, and I wish I would have used a little bit more legs, but I think I was trying to be a little bit more conservative subconsciously and not blow out the lower legs, as I know that I will run and have more wall balls on the back half of this workout. So I think that's why we're using a little bit more back, a little bit more upper body. One thing with the dumbbell, talking about game plan, strategy, preparation, as you will see, I do have my Element 26 wristbands on to protect the sweat, as it was very hot and toasty in the gym. And I didn't want any slippage or issues with grip, exchanging the dumbbell overhead, or anything with the wall ball messing up my grip and ultimately altering the workout. So before the workout began, I took a little bit of chalk and I got it all grooved up in the dumbbell. Make sure there was a light dusting of chalk on my hands. I don't put any on the wall ball per se, because I don't want, when I'm catching, the dust shooting into my eyes. So here we are with our 40 dumbbell snatches. I don't know exactly where I'm at numbers wise, but what I am looking for is the 2 heads touching the ground simultaneously. I'm looking to make sure that I am fully extended and locked out overhead. And just focusing and seeing how my transitions look from my left arm to my right arm, trying to notice any imbalances here. But overall, everything's pretty smooth. I believe you will see a slight pause overhead just to allow myself to breathe and regather myself. So that was the end of the 40 snatches. I'm gonna speed through at 5x the 600-meter run. And in this run, the first part of it, the legs were a little shot. The arms were quite heavy, but about 200, 300 meters in, about halfway through, the body felt recuperated, recharged, re-energized, and ready to go again. It was simply just a question of lung capacity and how hard I actually wanted to push the run. Knowing and coming back to the dumbbell snatches, again, don't want to completely gas and fatigue myself, as I wanted to go as big of sets and unbroken for as long as possible. So that is the game plan. That's what I'm thinking about. On the run, I'm trying to control my breathing. I'm trying to notice how my feet are striking the ground. What is my hand positioning, my arms and shoulders looking like? I do take a few second break here to make sure I have a little bit of chalk on my hands, as a good bit of it did come off on the dumbbell. So that is a 10, 11, 12, about a 12 to 13 second break from finishing the run, getting to the chalk, and then getting to the dumbbell. I would have liked to see maybe a quicker transition of 10 seconds or less. And you will notice in the beginning part of this of this next set of 40 dumbbell snatches, the feet positioning is something I'm gonna be keying in on here because I didn't feel super stable and I was doing quite a bit of hopping around and jumping. As you will notice, there's a jump to the right with the left arm and then a jump to the left with the right arm. So something to note, I think that could be a little bit of wasted energy, maybe not driving as much with my legs as I should have been, but it also could be the fatigue of doing, 100 plus repetitions of wall balls and snatches plus 1,000 meters of running. So just looking at base conditioning wise though, moving very smooth, the back wasn't blowing up. I feel like I hinged well, I braced well with my core. And I wish, again, I would have used the legs just a smidge more. But I think going into this, my thought process was a little bit less legs and save them for the wall balls. So that is the game plan. We're moving through here. The dumbbells, I want to look at this a little bit more in depth. I think my cadence, my rhythm is a little slower than the first half of 40 dumbbell snatches. But overall though, we're moving well. 50 isn't a super heavy weight. 80 repetitions is a good clip for the workout. I will say from the artistry of this workout, I do enjoy a good pyramid style chipper where you start with a few movements, you build up, and then you come back down in that sort of rep scheme. I think it was very beautifully and artistically drawn up and crafted. It was a spicy one, and I really did enjoy it. So that was the 40 dumbbell snatches. So we're at 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 seconds till I even touch the ball. We're looking at 13, 14, 15 second break. Again, I would have probably liked to have taken a 10 second or less break and then just done a smaller clip of wall balls because when I started getting to these reps, they felt way better than I thought they were going to. So just another thing too, the legs felt fresh, so the arms didn't have to do a whole lot of work. One thing I am noticing here is I want to make sure excuse me, I'm sorry, I apologize. One thing I do want to notice here is I am hitting the target at the correct height of the 10-foot target with the 20-pound ball. I also want to make sure that I'm hitting depth. I'm breaking that plane. And what it appears is I am riding that line closely, but I'm very mindful of trying to really bring and sink my hips down. As I know in the past, I've been questionable with some of my reps. So keeping everything as accountable as possible. Now, I was very happy with that quick rest. That was just to give the shoulders a little bit of a break, but as you will notice, there was a little bobble on those first couple reps, so the arms were still feeling it. It wasn't enough to let them recharge. It was literally just like a moment of relief to where I wasn't going to be working on my shoulders. I've seen some techniques with the wall ball where people swim out of it, and you did see that in the first 60, but I felt it was fatiguing the back part of my delts more than I wanted. So I was just gonna hold the dumbbells, or the wall ball overhead and hold the arms overhead with the catch. So again, trying to hit depth here, moving as smoothly as possible through these repetitions. I think we're getting to the latter half of this 60 reps, as I believe this is my second to last set. I think there will be one more small break, and then I will go big and hit another 12 or 15 to finish out the last back half of 60 wall balls. But these wall balls, honestly, didn't have that much of a difference in feel from the first 60, as the only difference was the shoulders definitely had a little bit more fatigue, but I think the legs honestly felt a little bit more warmed up. So that was actually my last set, and we're gonna speed through the back half of this. So in closing with this video, one thing to consider is you wanna make sure you're fueled up. This was a workout that took me a little over 15 minutes. You would like to be moving the whole time. So keep that in mind. If your cardio conditioning is something you're not up to date with, this is gonna be a lung burner. 1,400 meters, 120 wall balls, and 80 dumbbell snatches are no joke. This workout was 15 and a half minutes for me. Good burner, good open prep. Quarterfinals, you would probably see something slightly heavier with a 70 pounder instead of a 50, and then a 30-pound ball, or simply more volume overall cumulatively instead of the 20-pound wall ball. So thank you guys as always for watching these videos. I really enjoyed doing this breakdown, and I hope you guys get something out of it. And as always, peace, much love.